I ended up losing over $120,000 in cash. I lost my entire crypto portfolio. I had to sell all of my stocks. I then took out a bunch of business loans, credit cards. And within that entire downward spiral, my family actually said, you know what? We love you and we will always support you, but you can't be here anymore. What you've done with your life is arrogant, it's prideful, and it's not why we came to America. So I ended up sleeping in my car. Benjamin, I'm the type of person that wants to be good, right? I like winning. And so my understanding of winning was I need to be able to wear every hat. I need to be good at this and good at this and good at this and good at this. Benjamin, when you and I met at Dealmaker, I was so nervous to go on stage, bro. Bro, we're talking about doing this deal. She goes next, I go. Then after the event, we sit down, we talk about the deal and we become partners. That deal closes in a month from today. 240 we're buying for $29 million with zero money out of pocket.
Hey everybody, thank you for coming back to our Think Creative podcast. In Think Creative podcast, we talk about everything that you can do creatively to address the challenges and the problems that you face in your life. I heard a lot of you guys were talking about, hey, I am doing this W-2 and I cannot find a way to get out of my W-2 and all that things. Guess what? Today I am bringing one of my best friends, Matt Starr. Matt Starr, he was at a moment. Oh, I'm going to let him share the story. I'm not going to steal his thunder. But Matt, thank you so much for coming on to our podcast. I appreciate you.
I'm grateful to be here, brother. I appreciate it. And for the warm introduction, it's an honor and a pleasure. Hopefully, some of my story can be of service to your audience and let them know that you're never too far gone. And you always have the opportunity as long as you're surrounding yourself with the right people. That is the secret.
Yeah. So, guys, I started with real estate when I was, literally an engineer. And a lot of you guys may think that, oh, because Benjamin was an engineer, so he must make a lot of money, so he can do this, and that. But no, I wasn't like that. But I'm not that convinced Matt is. Matt, what should people know about you if they don't know yet?
Yeah. Well, I think it starts with my ethnicity, my background. I am a first-generation American. I'm a first-generation English speaker. I'm a first-generation college student, and I'm a first-generation entrepreneur. I start with that frame to let people know that I had the opportunity for every excuse growing up. I didn't need to take a path that truly is less traveled. In fact, growing up, I grew up in an environment where my family came from Moscow, and they believe that you have to go to school, you have to get a good degree, you have to get a good job, and then you work for that person for the rest of your life. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that. In fact, many of the people that I do business with today do operate in that space. Like you said, people are trying to transition. The challenge is that was never me. In 2017, I started my first official business. I was one of those kids, like in middle school that would like sell candy and like chips. And like I had like multiple people selling for me. I was pimping out the chips and candy, right? Like that's the entrepreneur. And so I've always had that mindset. But in 2017, I had lost 125 pounds. I used to be morbidly obese. And I lost a good amount of weight within about a year span. And I became just vehemently obsessed and interested with everything health and fitness related. In fact, I changed majors. I was a pre-med major, biochem, and I changed to a nutrition major because I was so interested with the business. During that same time in 2017, I started my personal training gym. That business grew and scaled to the capacity where I had my own studio. And then I had a meal prep company where here in Los Angeles County, where I'm born and raised, I would service 300 to 400 meals a week. And then I started an online coaching business to start reaching people outside of my local community. And that business was, it was a blessing. I'll be honest, this was Matt when he lost a lot of weight. Nobody liked him before. And so now he's like a little bit of an arrogant, cocky, starting to make money more than your peers. People that didn't talk to you before start talking to you. And so my head got really swollen and big. And in 2021, my younger brother, who was 18 years old at the time, got hired as a salesperson for a real estate company here in Los Angeles. And Benjamin, within 6, maybe 7 months, my brother was making more money than me, bro. And so for me, I was like, all right, I've been busting my butt working 7 days a week in this fitness business, and he's over here making phone calls, sitting on his freaking butt and making more money than me. That's it. I
Unfair.
I was unfair, unreasonable, unrealistic. Like for me, this was like, okay, whatever he's doing, I want to go do that. But here came the challenge. Real estate, as you and I know very, very well, is a relationship business. And I didn't treat it as such. I treated it as big checks as possible, as fast as possible. I want to get rich. And so what did I do? I start hiring a bunch of coaches and mentors and programs and just throwing money and then marketing. No past real estate experience, no sales experience, no willingness to actually serve the people that I'm doing business with. And so it ended up spiraling and snowballing really quickly. I ended up losing over $120,000 in cash. I lost my entire crypto portfolio. I had to sell all of my stocks. I then took out a bunch of business loans, credit cards. And within that entire downward spiral, my family actually said, you know what? We love you and we will always support you, but you can't be here anymore. What you've done with your life is arrogant, it's prideful, and it's not why we came to America. So I ended up sleeping in my car.
So you basically make a lot of mistakes in business, but your family basically gave you up?
My parents are the most incredible human beings ever. I will never be a victim. What they decided was that if I wanted to continue to be a stubborn little bastard, I was not going to do it in their home.
Understood. So it's basically a alignment with the family culture.
Yeah. They expected more from me. I've always been, the student that got A's, that graduated well, that should have followed the yellow brick road that they thought that they had established for me as a kid. And that wasn't me. And so, yeah, I packed a duffel bag and went to go sleep in my car. And around this time, Benjamin, I was paying a lot for marketing. I had, 7 or 8 virtual assistants working for me. I had $12,000 to $15,000 a month in Google marketing to try to generate opportunities. And again, no past experience. So I was doing some deals, but never enough to actually cover my costs. And I had a specific lead. The property was in Tucson, Arizona. And it was the first time that I felt like, wow, I'm so lost with this person, because they were being so willing to be vulnerable and they were asking me for help, but I didn't have the tools. And so I started doing YouTube University research, and I ran into some guy named Pace Morby with a little bunny ear hat. And I was like, you know what? This seller financing stuff sounds pretty interesting. So I take Pace's YouTube video, I pitch without even understanding what I'm talking about, and they accept my offer. And for me, Benjamin, that was like the moment, because I went from tearing people down to try to do deals to creating a transaction that actually created success for the collective. I ended up selling that deal and using the fee for that deal to get into Subto. And that was my start in our community in 2022.
Wow. I can't imagine that, like how much you mentally went through.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like the deal not just changed your situation, but also changed you as a person.
Oh, entirely. Yeah. When I was sleeping in my car, I believe that you have to get torn down to get built back up. And I believe that God needed to do that to me. I believe that Jesus was like, you know what, dude, like, you don't realize how good you got it. And
time to reset. Yeah.
It was a massive reset. It was a reset in my inner before anything on the outside changed.
Yeah.
It was really hard, bro. I mean, I was sleeping in my car with my younger brother in the trunk of my car. Then to go work, we would go to WeWork, where we actually didn't even have a membership. It wouldn't be breaking in like half the time. We ended up getting a membership so that we can use their refrigerator to store our deli meat and like our bread.
Yeah.
Then, we got a gym membership at like $10 a month type gym so that we could shower And it was all across Phoenix too. And we weren't Phoenix locals. I live in LA, but like I wanted to be around the pace world and the real estate people. And so we did that for, you know, just over 6 months. But that reality, bro, it gives you a lot of perspective on what's truly important.
Wow. Wow. So how long were you actually in the car?
Just over
You've been
6 months, between six and
6
seven.
months.
Yeah. Um,
So guys, like if you are listening into our conversation and like, first of all, are you able to sleep in the car? Not let's not say 6 months. Are you even able to sleep in the car for 6 days? It's crazy. So Matt, apparently you have gone through a lot. And that deal changed your mind. So what have been the most impactful moment
Mm.
since you joined Subto? Right? Of course, like after you join Subto, there's a lot of thing going on, and you know we both know that Pace is amazing on leading.
Yeah.
And I've seen you do a lot of incredible things. So what do you envision yourself to
Yeah.
say? Hey, I'm joining this community. What will be the next year look like?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is that we live in a time where information is commoditized, right? Like you have ChatGPT, you can do research and get access to information. Information is not something that was interesting anymore. We live in a time where visibility is currency and the most valuable thing is relationships, truly. And it's always been that way, but now it's to another capacity. And so joining Subto, I knew that like, look, I watched that YouTube video. I could have continued to learn, but I need to be around other people. I need to be around people that will see me for me and then are willing to collaborate with me. I'm willing to invest my time because that's all that I have. I don't have my money to give to them, but you know what? I will work for free for somebody. I will do whatever it takes, but just give me a chance. And so I did that. Subto taught me one thing more so than anything else. Benjamin, I'm the type of person that like wants to be good, right? I like winning. And so my understanding of winning was I need to be able to wear every hat. I need to be good at this and good at this and good at this and good at this. And my entire mindset shifted when I started listening to how our community and how the highest level entrepreneurs in the space are operating. They're building incredible teams by empowering people that are much smarter, much more talented, and much more capable within their zone of genius, and then amplifying the shit out of them. And since 2022, my focus and energy has been to become a golden retriever so that people see that I can attract opportunity for them to be incredible. And that's been my focus now. And, you know, if you and I have a conversation, when we have a conversation in 5 years from today, I would have told you, Benjamin, I helped 600 families go from renter to homeowner to real estate investor. My portfolio would be at least 1,000 units under management, at least 600 notes, and $400,000 of free cash flow a month. And that sounds like a lofty goal, but everything that I do, my team becomes partners in. My operator, my integrator, they all own with me. So I don't need to make $400,000 a month to cover my cost of living, but I need to make sure that my vision and my goals are large enough to take care of everybody around me. And that's what drives me today, bro.
And this is what I love about being able to do cool thing with you, alongside with you, Matt. Like, this is a whole mindset that people don't talk about. Like really, a lot of people are thinking about, okay, what is the next best ROI thing that I should be doing? Where's the best opportunity out there? And within that sector, where is the best deal? How do I find the best deal, right? But the conversation that we're having is truly about what vision are we casting that can build such a big and massive empire that can benefit so many people other than just us.
Yes.
Right. So first of all, I appreciate you, and also thank you for being around, me and in the same network. Just by that, I gained so much from you. Matt, you and I met probably about 5 years ago, I think. We were, back to back on, deal makers. I remember when I was hearing your deals, you were doing a multifamily deals. What made you decided to start with multifamily?
Well, I have done over 80 single family deals in the last few years. And single family is an incredible model, but the challenge with single family for me inherently is I have an upper limit on my success and my scale based on market conditions. An
Mhm.
asset is only worth what neighbor X, Y, and Z sold it for. And so that became a massive problem for me to continue to scale in the business outside of the fact that managing single family homes is
Headaches.
managing an 80 unit versus managing 80 single families is not even comparable. So from a free cash flow perspective, I realized that I have to get to a more scalable vehicle. And so it first started out with me focusing on student housing and doing rent by room. And I love that vehicle. That will always be a part of my business model. But I had to get to multifamily. Um, Benjamin, when you and I met at Dealmaker, I was so nervous to go on stage, bro. I spent an entire week. I was closing for No One Left Behind. I was kind of unprepared for my pitch to present, and it was a nerve-wracking experience. But I have to share this story with you, bro. You were the first person to go on stage, right? And you had an
Yep.
incredible pitch. Me and Linda Holtz were sitting on the side, and we were like, "Hey, girl, I know I've never met you, but I'm really nervous. Can we talk about anything except this presentation we're gonna make in front of these 300 people?"
Yep.
And so we started talking, and I tell her about this deal that I'm working on, which is a 204 unit apartment complex. And it's a little bit bigger than anything I've done so far. And she's like, "Well, Matt, I've been a property manager and an asset manager for over 10 years. And I've done 3 syndications in the last year." I was like, "Okay, perfect. Let's be best friends." And so as you're on
Linda's
stage,
amazing.
bro, we're talking about doing this deal. She goes next, I go. Then after the event, we sit down, we talk about the deal, and we become partners. That deal closes in a month from today.
So
204
good.
units we're buying for $29 million with zero money out of pocket.
So good. Was this syndication?
Yeah, it's a 506c syndication. We close mid-October, and it'll be the biggest deal of my life. We're buying it at 29. It was appraised at 35.8. We're getting a loan from the bank for $18.5 million, and the rest is preferred equity and common equity.
So good. This is a deal that you were telling me about
Yeah.
when I was in Taiwan, right?
Yes, sir. Couple months.
So good. So good. Matt, super proud of you. And also, I have to get Linda's on some point.
Dude, she's incredible. Your audience will freaking fall in love with her, bro. Absolutely.
Yeah. She's amazing. And yes, she's on my follow-up list for sure. So yeah, so that basically tells one thing. And I mean, that's my take, of course. And I want to hear yours.
Yeah.
But I think to me, like if you are hanging out with people who are doing larger things, then you can actually do larger things.
Absolutely.
It's not about what you can do. It's about what in your network can do, right? And this is the power of the community, right? The whole reason that we get to hang out and do bigger stuff is not that we're better or we're working harder. Like there's many people work way harder than I do, right? Like just this morning, I actually filmed a short videos and posted on my Instagram that I thought I got up early enough, but in fact, there's many people already gotten up and out working, hours before we wake up. So that just keep reminding me that, hey, there are magic, like everybody has a magic, and you need to apply that magic toward the right direction. And the only reasons why you get to only do your magic is because of the community and because of the team.
So good. So good. I think you mentioned something, Benjamin, that's really funny, bro. So I joined Subto as like very quiet homeless guy that was just trying to figure things out, right? Since I've known about you, you've always had a very strong brand in our group. Subto and an owners club. I was in owners club first year. I knew of you, but I didn't know you. And so you alluded to the fact that it's really important to be in a group that amplifies you. I knew you, but you didn't know me. And so in that, I could not actually have a valuable relationship with you. The thing that I would recommend to everybody in your audience is be willing to be vulnerable. Be willing to reach out to Benjamin. Yes, he's busy, but guess what? If you can start to become visible, And you don't need to serve him by only investing, which you should invest in his deals. He's freaking killing it. But there's so many other ways that we can be assets to people that are higher level. And that's what I focused on so much when I started. It's not about where you are today. It's about having the foresight to know that if I invest my energy and if I invest my time, if I'm willing to be rejected, be persistent, you are worthy, you are capable, and you are enough. And with that, there is no excuse.
Amen.
That's the mindset.
Amen. Amen. This is so good. And guys, like, let me give the credit to Pace Morby, because honestly speaking, about 5 years ago when I joined the community, all I was wondering was, oh, Pace Morby is just another big guy that will give that will basically not give you any time, any resources, just like all the other big guy, right? You basically go to his conferences, you go to his speaking event, and you listen to it, you get hype, and that's it. But there was this thing that I was working on when I just started in large multifamily. I actually needed help. I couldn't raise money for my deal because I was new to the space and I didn't know like who I should approach. And I basically just randomly collect data online and just keep going, jumping on one-on-one with people to explain about why they should get into my syndication and whatnot. But back then I was like listening to Pace interview on Bigger Pocket podcast, and I was like, Pace thinks way differently than most of the Bigger Pocket guests. So I'm going to reach out to him, and I start Googling, and I couldn't find his phone number, of course, but I was able to find, guess what, his Instagram. And I was like, okay, I never use Instagram. I really use Instagram, but let me use it. And then I DM him. He actually got back to me within like a couple of hours, and he was like, hey, so you're actually doing the deals in DFW. Like I was actually acquiring a large multifamily in DFW, and he was actually having a speaking arrangement there. And he was like, hey, come to the meetup, let's talk. And next day I show up, and then he took me on with a group of multifamily investor of his who go check out my projects.
That's right.
And I was like, dude, I haven't even joined the community. I simply just reach out, text you, and told me that, hey, I enjoy, I get inspired by what you had on podcast, but I'm having troubles with my deals. And this incredible individual, he just took me on, and he basically was just telling me one thing. Hey, you're not going to raise money from me. These are the people you should raise the money from.
Nice.
And back then, I was shocked. Second, of course, I did not have full awareness that relationship is everything. I started to naively pitch my deals, just riding along with them when I first meet them.
Yes.
And guess what? I raised zero money from the peoples on that bus. That bus probably, the net worth probably like 50 million or something. So I was like I didn't know what to do. And then later on, I of course jump on Zoom and all that and learn a lot of things from Pace.
Yeah.
And one thing that hit me one day was that you don't really need money to do deals, because if you really know what you're doing, first of all, people would know like how good of your deal is. And second of all, if people really trust you, they would actually find your deals quickly. You don't really need to look for money.
That's so good. You have to be a magnet. First, just to address the whole Pace story, that was incredible, bro. He's truly a servant leader. I mean, he owed you nothing. I mean, you didn't pay New Reach. You didn't even probably watch a ton of his content. You maybe weren't even following him yet. You know what I mean? Like you didn't have any value for him, and yet Pace will do that. And what's crazy is that even though that was 5 years ago, that is who he is today. And I think that's what now guys like you and I who are putting our pieces together have to make sure that we're cognizant of, is that there are other people like Benjamin that are going to cold DM us and say, Benjamin, I'm really struggling with my deal. What do I need to do? And we need to be able to step up the same way. That's our responsibility moving forward.
Exactly. Yes, I agree with you 1,000%. And Matt, right before this, there was someone actually DM me on Instagram, and I just hop on the Zoom with them
That's
to address
right.
one of their deals. So yes, let's carry this forward, because there's always people that want do more deals and try to get their deal done.
Absolutely.
So guys, if you're listening into our conversation here, we both are real estate investor, and if there's anything we can be helpful of, please DM me, DMs Matt. Matt, what is your social? What is your social?
Yeah, best way to reach out to me would be on Instagram at House Huncho, HOUSEHUNCHO.
Yes.
That'll be an easy way to reach out. I'm relatively communicative on Instagram. It's my best vehicle. So for sure, any way I can be of service. In the last year and a half, I've helped over 32 people now get their first creative finance deal.
So good. And hey, Matt is on track to close one of those larger deals, like many millions kind of deals. So whatever deals that you're doing, it's likely within this warehouse. So reach out, okay? And his social handle is on the screen, and we're also going to leave a link in the description. So Matt, coming back to Subto, I understand that there's bigger and bigger deals we'll be doing. Toward the same toward the end of the day, what is your Mount Everest, and how can people provide value to you? And I'm asking this question for people who want to reach out to Matt, because yes, Matt does help people, but if you actually can provide value to Matt, then you guys certainly will be getting involved in his deal. So Matt, please.
Well, I appreciate you being willing to expose my vision to your audience, brother. Yes, I'm always looking to find people that are fully opted into the vision and see what we're trying to build, and at the same time are excited about it and have the bandwidth to do the work. It's a healthy formula that's required, but the people on my team that are within that formula have been pivotal and game changers. And I want to meet more incredible people that believe in us and want to go forward. So we help the average American take the most important step to financial independence: become a property owner. We take them from renter to homeowner to investor. And so over the next 5 years, our vision as a company is to take 600 families and help them become first-time homeowners, and then through our Path to Own program, empower them to become real estate investors. We do that through owner financing. So my company acts as the bank. We buy a property in cash or on a creative transaction. We repackage the loan, make sure that the house is prepared for a family to move in, and then we provide it to families that aren't able to qualify for a loan, which, by the way, 1 out of every 3 mortgages as of September 2025 are being declined. That's assuming everybody who wants to own a home is even taking the chance at being rejected for one.
Yeah.
So really over 50% of Americans are buyers for me rather than traditional financing. So that's one portion of our vision at buytherate.com. Our portfolio collectively will consist of wrap mortgages, student housing assets, and we're going to continue to scale in multifamily. With the wrap mortgage business model, of course, we want to generate cash flow and equity and all the things, but really our plan is to take our owner finance deals and then eventually sell them to a real estate trust, a REIT, sorry. And so that's the owner finance business. The other side of our business is to continue to grow in the multifamily portfolio. Our goal over that same 5-year span is to get to 200 million in assets under management, just over 1,000 units. And God willing, we are directly on track to do so. So if somebody is looking to collaborate with me, I would say reach out, send me a voice message. I love voice messages, and say, hey, Matt, this is my zone of genius. This is where I'm truly gifted, and I want to see if there's a door to collaborate. And from there, we'll start a conversation and see how we can help one another.
So good, Matt. So guys, you know what Matt is looking for and what Matt is doing. If you think it's share of interest, share of vision, reach out. Matt, what do you typically tell first-time home buyers or first-time investor? Say if they're new to the real estate game, what are, say, the top 3 things that they should be aware of or they should learn about?
I tell them no. So in our owner financing business, we do not sell homes to anybody who has enough money. It's a very dangerous game to sell somebody the biggest asset of their life, because very quickly that asset can become a liability if they are not equipped from a financial literacy perspective. And so when somebody comes to our business and they do want to buy a home from us, before I owner finance them a property, they go through a financial literacy course. They go through a budgeting course. They go through a hidden costs of homeownership course. And then they are assigned a success manager who meets with them every 6 months after the sale and makes sure that they are still in a financial position to be homeowners. And so I think that somebody who wants to start buying homes, whether it's as a primary or as an investment, don't let the internet tell you the narrative, because they will only show you the final product. If you see me today doing the deals that I do, it sounds really appealing. But when you peel back that onion, you realize that I had sleepless nights. I had nights where people with ski masks would knock on my window at 3 a.m. and I thought I was going to get killed with my brother in the car. There's a lot more to the story, the same way that there is to homeownership and real estate, but it is real and it is possible and you are worthy of it. So it's a matter of, are you willing to put yourself in a position to be around other incredible people like Benjamin, like Pace Morby, and then take the shot on yourself? That's what I would say to somebody who wants to get started, is that you have
Commitment.
everything you need.
Commitment and mindset. That's what Matt is
That's it.
emphasizing.
Yes.
So guys, I hope this conversation has inspired you. And if you are just listening to this conversation and you realize that we are the type of people that you want to hang out with, please reach out to us through Instagrams. The Instagram handle is available somewhere, depending on where you come from. But to the end of the day, let's win together. Matt, I appreciate your time and thank you for coming to this podcast and share your story with us.
Absolutely, brother. I'm praying for you, rooting for you. And I think it's an incredible thing that you've created a platform like this to amplify other entrepreneurs and to inspire people across the world. Thank you for having me, brother.
Thank you. Take care.